Hey everyone, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a one brand full face first impressions for you on the brand Milani. So if you've never heard of Milani, it is an American drugstore brand. Like most things in this world, it's not sold in Australia, so I bought mine off Beauty Bay, which also sells other makeup brands. And if you saw my Snapchat, you know that I took advantage of this and I bought so much makeup. But I've never tried the brand Milani before, so I'm so excited to give you guys my first impressions, my honest opinions. Literally so excited. I've heard so many amazing things about this brand and it looks amazing. Just so excited to just play around with it on my face. So be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave and check out my social media links below, and let's just go ahead and get started. So first up is their Prime Pefection Face Primer, and this says that it creates a smooth canvas for the skin, hydrates the skin, reduces redness, appearance of large pores, is lightweight and non-greasy feeling. So let's give it a go. Oh, it's like a light cream texture. Ooh, this has definitely blurred my skin and reduced my redness. I can't really tell you about the pore minimizing effect though, because my pores aren't that big of a problem for me, but it does feel really hydrating and lightweight, and I'm really into it. For foundation, I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer in the shade 01, and I'm so glad I picked up this shade because they also have a shade 00, and I'm normally always the lightest shade in foundations, but online that looked very pink based, so I'm so glad I picked up 01 because this matches my tan. Well, hopefully it matches my tan perfectly. And this says that it is medium to full coverage. I was guessing that it was going to be quite full coverage, as it does say it's a foundation and concealer in one. It also says lightweight, oil free, long wearing, water resistant and sweat proof. Oh yes, it's got a pump. Thank gosh. Ooh, it's quite thick. So I just applied one pump of the foundation to this side of my face, and I'll be using a damp beauty blender to blend it in, and then I'll do the same on this side of my face but use my Morphe Y6 brush, and that way I can see if there's any difference on the application whether I use a beauty blender or a brush. This color is perfect. So I'd say using the beauty blender, it's definitely not a full coverage. I'd say it's medium coverage. So I'm interested to see how buildable it is. It is very matte and it's not tacky on the skin at all, which I do appreciate. So I'm just going to do one pump and separate that on this side of my face and then use the brush. So it's blending out beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more pump and then just apply it to both sides of my face where I feel that I need a little bit more coverage. Ooh yeah, it's building really nicely. Now I would say it's more full coverage. Yeah, I really like this foundation. It feels really lightweight, it was very buildable, it blended beautifully on both sides. I like the coverage, the matte finish, and it doesn't feel tacky, and it just generally is sitting really beautifully on my skin. Although I do want to point out though that this is the second lightest shade. I mean, I know that even with a tan on I still am quite fair, but for the second lightest shade, like, this is pretty dark. I mean, I know they had a shade 00, but online it did look very pink based, so if you maybe had fair skin with a yellow undertone, I don't know if you're going to find your shade because this is pretty dark, but it is a beautiful foundation. So far I'm loving it. So let's move on to concealer. So for concealer, I got the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer in Fair, and this says that it conceals dark circles, covers spots and blemishes and imperfections, and brightens. And I've never used a concealer with one of these spongy applicators, so let's read the how-to. It says gently squeeze and apply concealer, blend with cushion tip applicator. Alrighty. Okay, so oh my gosh, this is so weird. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like the sponge. It's so hard. Oh my gosh. Like, it's not very squishy. This kind of hurts. How am I gonna do my eyelids? Okay, like literally, like, can you see that? I'm like bashing my eye. Maybe I'm meant to like, am I meant to blend or blend? Like, if I do that, okay, maybe that's better. We'll try this eye with the blending motion. Okay, this is a lot better. I just never use that motion because like, I find that it takes off some of my foundation when I use this motion, but we'll see how this goes. This is so weird. I mean, if you're on the go and you just want something to throw in your purse, then maybe. But for every day, like, no thanks. But the concealer itself, like, it feels very lightweight, and I'd say it's like a medium coverage, and it has brightened the areas that I've applied it, which is good. Okay, I'm saying bye to this little sponge, and I'm going in with my beauty blender. Oh, that feels so much better already. Like, the sponge did blend it out, but not completely. Like, it was kind of sitting on top of my skin. To set my face, I'm taking the Milani Prep Set and Go translucent face powder. I've never used a translucent face powder that is like stark white. Like, they've always had a little bit of like a yellow undertone, so this kind of scares me. I'm hoping that it doesn't leave a white cast. Okay, it doesn't look like it's left a white cast, so thank gosh, we're good. Okay, cool. That looks like it set my foundation really nicely. Oh my gosh, it's made my skin feel so soft. So they don't really have a contour on the website, so we're just skipping over that and moving on to bronzer. So I'm taking the Milani Baked Bronzer in number 4 Glow, and this does look very red based, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, and it does look quite shimmery and glowy, so hopefully it's going to give me more of a sheen rather than like sparkles on my face, so let's give it a go. Like I said, it's not really my color preference. It's more red rather than that usual like orangey brown bronzer, but it's really not that bad. Like, it's not bad. So we're gonna leave the face and come back to it later. So it's now time for eyes and brows. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared for the brows. So I'm taking the EasyBrow pencil in Natural Taupe, and this does have somewhat of a brush to it. So I'm just gonna start by brushing out my brow hairs. Okay, so I'm glad that it's a roll-up pencil rather than one of those pencils that literally look like it's just come out of your pencil case, because the roll-up pencils usually mean that they're a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so it's very creamy. Oh no, I'm literally not going to be able to get a precise line with this. If you just wanted to fill in your brows though, and just like fill in sparse areas, then you definitely might like this product. Okay, definitely not a fan of the brow pencil. My brows almost feel like gloopy. I think because it is quite creamy, it's kind of made my brow hairs like stick together. I don't know. I've used concealer to try and fix it up as much as I can, but now I'm going in with the Milani Stay Put Brow Color in 04 Brunette, and hopefully that can save the day and sharpen my brows a little. It does come with a little angled brush, so I'm going to give it a go and see how that works. I definitely wouldn't say this has like a creamy consistency like my Chi Chi brow pomade. It has more of like a dry consistency, but it seems to be doing the job. I just don't know about the colour. Now going in with the Milani EasyBrow Tinted Fiber Gel in 4 Brunette, and this will hopefully make my brows look super fluffy and bushy. So it doesn't distribute as much product as say my Benefit Give Me Brow or my L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, but that may be good because sometimes if you go a little bit heavy-handed with those products, your brow hairs can get a little bit clumpy, but that just does mean that you'll have to go over your brows a little bit more with this product. Okay, so my brows aren't looking how they usually would. I think the brow pencil kind of threw me off, and I found the brow pomade quite drying, but you know, they're acceptable. I can work with this. So to set them into place, I'm taking the Milani Brow Shaping Clear Brow Gel. So I picked up 2 palettes. I picked up the Earthy Elements and the Bare Necessities palette. So I think I'm going to swatch them and see which palette I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm just doing some swatches, and this shimmer shade here, I'm not getting a lot of payoff. This shimmer shade's a lot better. It does come with a little brush, but I won't be using that today. I want to give these shadows a fair go with my Morphe brushes, but if you are limited to brushes, then this might be really good for you. I'm taking the light warm brown from the palette and using that as my transition shade in my crease on my Morphe Y17 brush. Ooh, this is nice. And then using that peachy orangey shade from the palette and using that to create some depth into the look. I've noticed that with this palette so far, I've had no fallout with the shades that I've used, which is always good because that just saves time. So yeah, the shimmer shade from this palette, it doesn't seem to be that pigmented. It's kind of more of a topper, whereas the shimmer shade in this palette is super pigmented. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade here from the Bare Necessities palette and use that on my lid. And I'm just going to go straight in with my finger and see how we go. I'm actually going to continue with the Bare Necessities palette and take this dark brown shade just to deepen the crease a little bit. So I did find that darker shade a little bit harder to blend out, but nothing dramatic. So let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to start by taking that peachy shade and running that under my lower lash line before really tucking in that chocolatey brown shade as close to my waterline as possible. To tightline my eyes and line my waterline, I'm taking the Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal eyeliner. I don't know if I said that right. In Blackest Black. Okay, so the eyeliner probably wasn't the blackest eyeliner I've ever used, but it was nice and creamy, so it didn't tug at my eyes and it just glided on really nicely. For mascara, I'm using the Big and Bigger Lashes Maximum Volume Mascara, and this says that it has intense volume, buildable texture, zero clumping, smudging, or flaking. Those are big claims. And also, this is the thickest tube of mascara I've ever used. Like, this is proper. Holy moly, that is one thick wand. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, not much product comes off on the wand, as in like it doesn't look like it's gonna be clumpy, so let's give it a go. Why did I do that? That was so strong. It's separated my lashes beautifully, so it's definitely not clumpy. Okay, I wonder how I'm gonna like this thick wand for my lower lashes. You know what? It's not harder or easier than any other mascara wand. I actually like this little tip bit at the end because then I can really get in those outer and inner lashes. As this shade from the Earthy Elements palette is like a sheer shimmer shade, I'm going to use it to highlight my inner corner and brow bone. So I've heard so many amazing things about their blushes, so I went ahead and bought 4. So I bought 2 of their baked blushes, one in Luminoso, the other in Dolce Pink. I also bought 2 of their powder blushes, one in Romantic Rose and the other in Bella Rosa. And can I just say, all of Milani's packaging is so beautiful. It's so classy with the gold, and the blush has a little rose in it. It's so pretty. I'm obsessed. Okay, so far this is winning because it's kind of got those like peachy tones that we used on the eyes. Now let's have a look at the powder blush. This is how I make all my decisions, like put them next to each other and then eliminate. Okay, boom boom, we have a winner. I'm going in with the baked powder blush in a Luminoso. Ooh, that is pigmented. I literally just touched that. That is pigmented. This is so pretty. It's got like a gorgeous sheen to it. And I like how it's pigmented, but not too pigmented where it's like, oh my gosh, I now look like a clown. Now it's time for the thing that I think I'm the most excited about in the whole video, and that is the Milani Afterglow Strobelight in 1. First of all, this packaging is everything. It looks like a shell. It looks so beautiful. So I'm so excited to put it on my face. Ooh. With the sheen of the blush, my cheeks are like glowing. This highlighter feels a little bit more drying than other highlighters I have, like the Becca highlighter that is so creamy and buttery. This feels a little bit drier. Okay, so I am loving how we're looking, so let's set it into place before I move on to lips. So I'm taking the Make It Dewy setting spray, and this says that it will hydrate, illuminate, and set. It has 16 hours wear, creates a healthy glow, refreshing effect, and prolongs wear of makeup. So let's hope that the mist is good and we don't have a disaster like I've had before. Okay, I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna like spray it. Every time I spray a setting spray now, I'm nervous. Please not have white dots all over my face. It's made my skin look so glowy and healthy, and it smells really nice. I really like it. Now for the second most exciting thing for me in this video, and that is lips. So I picked up 5 of their lip products. So 4 of their Amore matte lip creams. Creme, same thing. As well as one of their Amore matte metallic lip creams. So I'm so excited to try these out. You are bloody joking. I picked up 2 of the same shades. Oh my gosh, how is that even possible? I always go through my kit and make sure I have 1 of everything. I thought they looked bloody similar. I actually thought, how are they getting away with selling these as 2 different shades when they look pretty identical to me? Well, it's my sister's lucky day. So now the 3 shades of the Amore matte lip creams that I picked up are in the shades Loved, Precious and Adorable, while the metallic lip cream is in the shade Chromattic Attic. I think today I'm going in with the shade Adorable, which is this gorgeous nude. Ooh. Okay, I don't know if people overseas have this, but you know in Australia how you have the rainbow paddle pop? That's exactly what this smells like. Oh my gosh. It's like bringing back primary school memories. Ooh, these are so pigmented. So I just gave that a minute to dry down and I am so impressed. It is completely dry, it's transfer proof, like, mwah. Like, not gonna budge. It went on really beautifully. It's super pigmented, doesn't feel drying on the lips. Like, I don't know what more you could want. And this is the finished look. So let's just do a quick rundown of all the products. So the primer was really nice. It blurred my skin, it blurred my redness. I loved the foundation. The concealer was really good, although I don't like the sponge applicator. The translucent powder did its job. The bronzer was really nice, although I'm still questioning its red undertone. But looking at the overall look, you really can't tell, and it does look really beautiful on my skin. The highlighter, blush, and lip products I'm obsessed with. The eyeshadows worked really well. The eyeliner and mascara, they did their job, just like any other mascara and drugstore eyeliner, to be honest. The Make It Dewy setting spray I loved. It made my skin look really glowy and healthy. The only thing I'm going to say is a miss for me are the brow products, but everything else I'm so impressed with. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!